Now, the UN's resident coordinator in Ghana, Charles Abani, has acknowledged significant contributions made by Ghana in attaining the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. Mr. Abani says the country has achieved approximately 12% of the SDGs and will require a lot more work in order to attain the entirety of the goals. He was speaking at the annual global conference hosted by the Aspen Network of Development Entrepreneurs in Ghana. There's more in this report by Jacqueline and Somayabwa.
It's been nearly 8 years since the global community committed to taking ambitious and transformative measures to realize the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. This agenda outlines a roadmap to safeguard the right and prosperity of all within the context of a sustainable and thriving planet. According to the UN resident coordinator in Ghana, Charles Abani, Ghana has made substantial progress but will require more work to be done in order to fulfill these goals.
Yes, this is why when I spoke, I talked about it in terms of the challenge. And when you read the challenge of this, you can often end up feeling just a sense of doom and gloom. But of course, Ghana is a good example that in spite of the difficulties, there is progress. Ghana has bounced back from COVID-19, bounced back from, or is bouncing back from a big macro fiscal crisis, and growth figures are headed in the right direction. I think the purpose of this moment, the SDG moment that we are reflecting on, is halfway through what are the most important actions that must be taken if we are to accelerate and catalyze action so that we overcome some of those barriers.
He pointed out that with increased support directed towards the private sector, the SDG goals could be achieved.
And I think the importance of the private sector in that needs to be amplified much more than it is, and that is what we're trying to do through partnerships with Impact Invest in Ghana, with Andy and a raft of others who already are working on this particular agenda to bring it into the mainstream of the Sustainable Development Goals.
Executive Director of Aspen Network of Development Entrepreneurs, Rishenda Van Leeuwen, affirmed that hosting the global conference in Ghana represents a positive step towards attracting international investors. She assured of a firm commitment to nurturing entrepreneurship and facilitating the growth of small businesses in Ghana.
I think it's important for our ecosystem globally to learn from what's happening in Ghana. We can all learn. So in Ghana, we already have a vibrant network of members of Andy who are learning from each other. We really want to continue that spirit, that momentum, that engagement and that energy. We know Ghana faces economic challenges. We're facing economic challenges in many parts of the world. We also want to bring that voice of what the needs are, what the challenges are, back into the global community so that we can bring in the finance to Ghana across the continent where it's needed, that support where it's needed to help solve these challenges.
The conference has participants from all over the world, and the theme for this year is Accelerating Action, Small Business Solutions and the SDGs, which underscores need for innovative measures to support small and growing business ecosystems effectively. For Joy News, Jacqueline and Somayabwa.